name is Michael Leveton. I'm studying at the University of Puget Sound. I'm a senior this year. My major is communication studies, and I'll be graduating in May. Moved up here from Portland. I transferred colleges. I transferred here to go to the University of Puget Sound specifically for the communication studies program. I think Tacoma is much more accepting. I know a lot of people say that, oh, it's nice because it's close to Seattle, but, the thing about Tacoma is Tacoma to me is a much more accepting community of new things. I mean, you see things like the Gritty City Sirens or like Lucha Libre Volcanica, sprouting up left and right, or the graffiti art downtown. It's a place that's always willing to accept new things, and I think that makes it a really exciting place to be. Yeah, sure, you might have to search a little harder to find things to do on a Saturday night, but to me, it's a really just unique place. And I feel like there's a lot of growth that's happening in Tacoma. There's a lot of development. Like, nothing is really set yet, so it's a really exciting place to be, and it's really exciting to be part of that, especially with things like Lucha Libre Volcanica, because that's completely new, so no one has done that here yet. At some point, I imagine with all this development, that there is going to become something that's a little more static, which is something that I think will be great for Tacoma, because the problems right now, Tacoma, I think, in some respects lacks an identity. There's so many things going on that it's really hard to say, like, there's a Tacoma feel. And I think at some point, things will kind of settle down, and we might have something that's a little more coherent, which, for better or for worse, is kind of unavoidable. Well, I'd like to continue doing work in social media, promotion, marketing, a little bit of development. I've spent some time with Coalition Humane, which is a local spay and neuter clinic, and was able to kind of get a feel for what it feels like to do some blog writing for them. So I'd like to continue to develop that. Right now I'm doing some social media work for Lucha Libre Volcanica, as well as some web design and some event planning and organization. It's really rewarding and almost cathartic in a way to spend so much time planning events for something that you really care about, and then actually see them come to fruition. Like Lucha de Sound, the Lucha Libre show that we had here at the University of Puget Sound back on February 18th. I found that to be a really rewarding experience, and it's something that I want to continue doing for Lucha Libre Volcanica and hopefully for other nonprofits in the future. I am a finalist for the Watson Fellowship that sends the recipient, around the world for a year. So my proposal was actually to go study Lucha Libre in Chile, Spain, London, and Japan. But I do plan on going back to grad school. I'd like to pursue a master's in cultural studies at some point. I spend a lot of time studying race, national identity, and ethnicity, and how that relates to ideology, so the way that people think. And I ultimately would like to end up working with at-risk youth. If I really had my way, I would have a nonprofit, and I would be teaching at-risk youth Lucha Libre, and I'd be working with at-risk youth, Latinos, students of color, specifically, in helping kind of work through some of those issues of national identity.